Well,
Thank you. It is 4:26 on Monday, September 19th, and I will call to order the September meeting of the Norwalk Board of Police Commissioners. We have a quorum with Commissioner Frank Collier Clemens, Commissioner Tony Lopez. First item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes of July 18th, 2022. Do I have a motion?
so moved.
Commissioner Lopez moves. Any corrections, deletions, omissions? Seeing none, all in favor of the approving the minutes as submitted?
Aye.
Aye.
And I will abstain, so the motion carries unanimously. Next item on the agenda is public comment. Do we have anybody wishing to address the Board of Police Commissioners?
I don't see anybody.
Okay, are you running the meeting, Chief? Just for my
Yeah.
edification? Okay. So nobody, we have one attendee who is Mr. Coben.
Yep, that's it.
Thank you. We'll close public session. Next item on the agenda is the promotion of Officer Brian Ham to Sergeant. Chief?
Yep, so as you know, Sergeant Pete Lepac retired. Effective. Trying to think when it was, September 1st, I believe, was his last day, or August 30th. Which means we have an opening, which we need a sergeant to fill. Right now, we have a hole in our patrol division, of -1 sergeant on the shift. So we'd like to promote Officer Brian Ham, who is currently 1 on the promotional list for sergeant.
So we need somebody to move that item.
I move the promotion of Officer Brian Ham to Sergeant.
Any discussion or questions from the commissioners? Comments from the police department?
No, this would be effective Thursday, and we've scheduled a swearing in person.
Thursday, the 22nd or 20th, yeah, 22nd.
22nd, I believe. Yeah.
Okay, well, all in favor of promoting Officer Brian Ham to Sergeant effective on Thursday, the 22nd of September?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries, and offer our congratulations to future Sergeant Ham as he takes on greater responsibilities in the department. The son of 2 previous police officers, if I'm correct.
Yes.
1 inspector and 1 lieutenant. Must be something in the blood. Okay, so next item on the agenda, recognition, civilian award dispatcher, Vanessa Barrett, Chief.
Yeah, I'd like to do that in conjunction with the Officer of the Month, Officer Tereso. It's the same incident. And so could tie those both together. On July 25th, just before 5 a.m., we received a 911 call regarding a newborn infant not breathing. The call came in to dispatcher Barrett, and following the protocols that she's been trained and kept, the emergency medical dispatch protocols, she calmly was able to provide pre-arrival instructions to the family to begin emergency CPR. Officer Tereso then arrived, took over CPR, and the newborn was resuscitated, and I believe is doing well at this point. So it was as a result of both dispatcher Barrett and Officer Tereso's excellent work that resulted in this newborn's life being saved, and we wanted to recognize them for outstanding work by both of them working together, civilian dispatcher and the officer that responded.
Absolute congratulations to both of those for their knowledge and for their timeliness. And when the baby gets older, they'll really thank them.
Yes, I agree. It just shows that the protocols we have in place and the training that we provide our officers goes a long way, but just so importantly that under some very stressful situations, I guess, when you're trying to talk to somebody on the phone about something of this nature, and then responding to that, the coordination and the exceptional implementation of those training and experiences is just absolutely amazing. And it's just, when something like this happens, it's just so really gratifying to see that all this put together worked well.
I couldn't agree with you more, Mayor. In fact, it just reflects, like you said, to reiterate the same thing you said, reflects the outstanding training and that's going on in our department. And that's really, really, really wonderful.
Yeah, it really does. And the fact that they get the training and then they're able to execute it in the needed situations, and it saves lives. That's just wonderful. And I thank you for the excellent instructions and for the people who are able to implement it.
Absolutely. Next, we have the July. Is it? Are they all July officers of the month, or is one of them supposed to be August?
No, this is also for resulting from a July incident.
Okay.
And this is Lieutenant Lepore, Sergeant Bisceglie, Officer Suda, Officer Wargo, Officer Ortiz, Officer Casimis, and Officer Alderando. You probably recall the night of the fireworks, right as the fireworks was emptying at the beach, there was an individual that had climbed over the fence over I-95 on East Avenue and was going to jump onto the highway to take his life. Officers responded, and working together as a team, you might have seen it on the news. It was pretty heavily covered because of the excellent work they did. They were able to first grab him, reach over and grab him, hold him until they can get cruisers up against the fence to stand on, to reach over, and then standing on somebody's shoulders, they actually pulled him back over the fence. But they did an amazing job with their demeanor and talking to him, keeping him calm so that he wouldn't react. And they were able to pull him back over, and he got medical attention, and hopefully he's doing well.
I must say that was some incredible teamwork too.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it really was.
It was impressive.
Great teamwork, great creativity. I mean, they needed to get that patrol car and then standing on each other's. Oh my goodness, it was just absolutely, again, just showing the different things that police officers are called upon to do in the performance of their duties. At any given time, you never know what you're going to be asked to do or what you're going to be confronted. And when you can, under these very stressful and chaotic situations, you know what they say about keeping your head calm when all about you are losing theirs. This is something very, again, gratifying to show the professionalism and the teamwork that our officers display on a continual basis.
Just out of curiosity, do we ever use the case study for, training at all? I'm just curious.
Oh, I'm sure they do. For training, absolutely. I know we've usually take case studies not only from our own department, but from other departments as well when we see something. Am I correct, Deputy Chief Zecca?
Yes, when appropriate, we will use video, etc., to go over in a training class. Yes.
Wow, that's nice.
Yeah, I just cannot stress the importance of being able to communicate clearly what your intention is in a tense situation like that, where each officer, is able to articulate exactly what needs to be done, and the other hears it and can execute it. It's just like a symphony.
Yep.
And the ending is that a life was saved. So congratulations to all of the officers involved and to all of the training that is done, Deputy Chief Zecca.
I will tell you, and I think the chief and deputy chiefs will agree, these little recognitions go a long way to show the officers how appreciated they are. Officer of the month, you get a certificate, but it goes in your file. It's just a matter of pride that they feel when they've done something that's worthy of this recognition. And there's so many other things that could have been recognized, but you try to select the one that stands out the most in any given month. So,
Yeah, and in the corporate world, it matters because this is all about retention too.
yep, yep. Okay, moving right ahead, operations report, Deputy Chief Walsh.
Good afternoon. For July 2022, month ending July 31st, we had 175 sworn personnel, 6 patrolman vacancy. There's 199 sick days used by sworn personnel, 192.25 workman's comp. There was 8 officers on long-term workman's comp in the month of July. Significant cases and activity for the Detective Bureau. They had 1 commercial burglary, 4 residential burglaries, 15 burglaries into cars, 4 robberies, 2 assaults, 1 shooting with no victim, 6 death investigations, no overdose investigations, and 0 sexual assault or 0 homicide investigations. They did arrest Carl Farrar on 8 separate cases of embezzlement that occurred in the city of Norwalk. They investigated a stabbing on Woolward Avenue. 1 arrest was made, and they conducted a burglary investigation at 239 Main Avenue where there was an ATM stolen. Special Services activity, July 2022, they opened up 13 cases. They made 8 felony arrests. They executed 8 arrest warrants and 2 search warrants. They're also very busy with 5 temporary liquor applications and seized over 7 pounds of marijuana at a local shipping depot. The investigation is ongoing with that case. Special Victims Unit activities in significant cases. They opened up 18 cases. They made 1 felony arrest, 1 misdemeanor arrest, 1 warrant, and they executed 1 search warrant. Still in the midst of a 1 infant death investigation from Bowden Street. They were busy with the public safety cadet activity academy and provided security in all public schools, summer academies, and summer camps at the end of the school year through July until they ended. Traffic unit activity remains active. Stops 74. They issued 46 citations, 3 misdemeanor arrests, 20 written warnings, and 8 verbal warnings. Officer Wazalewski arrested an individual stemming from a fatal motor vehicle accident in 2021, charges manslaughter and 2nd degree. Some of the selective enforcement areas that we concentrated on, mostly from civilian complaints: Beach Road, Crest, Hunt, Weed Avenue, Leslie Lane, Fox Run, Huckleberry, Scribner, Highland, Englewood, and Fairfield in Washington. And we also assisted the state police on several occasions with the Route 7 connector for drag racing enforcement.
In regards to that drag racing enforcement, I have not received any complaints lately. I don't know if the department has, but for a while I was getting calls virtually 3 or 4 a week complaining about the noise. So it seems like this may be working and that maybe the people have gotten the word that they can't be up there.
Well, actually, I got contacted by a few people over this past weekend.
Okay.
And we were in contact with the state police about it. Apparently there was some event in New Canaan which drew a lot of souped up cars for a car show. And they said that state police believe that contributed to the whole problem this weekend.
So they blessed us with their presence. Okay.
Yeah, a lot of the drag racing activity is driven by social media.
Yeah,
so
right.
So it's hard to track all throughout the state of Connecticut and lower Westchester County in New York.
Yep.
Community policing, community services, they had 3 funeral escorts. They also assisted in the day camp, school security. Ryan Park outreach with the CP van continued at nighttime, and speed signs were installed on Ferris Avenue, Bedford Street, Hunt Street, and Highland Avenue. Total criminal arrest in July of 2022, 186, and there was 4,026 calls for service for the patrol division. In totality in July, there was 189 citations issued by the police department, 35 for traveling too fast, 16 for stop sign, 10 for control signal, 21 for no license, suspended license was 11, no insurance was 9, cell phone there was 7 violations in totality for the July report.
Are there,
For,
okay.
For August, I'll just go right into August. Month ending August 31st, we were at 176 sworn personnel with 5 vacancies. There was 204.25 sick days used, and there was 205 workman's compensation days. There was 9 officers on long-term comp in the month of August. Detective Bureau activity: 0 commercial burglaries, residential burglaries 12, Motor vehicle burglaries were down to 12. Sorry, residential burglaries was 3.
Great.
Motor vehicle burglaries was 12. There was 2 robberies, 4 larcenies, 2 assaults, 1 shooting and 1 victim who was uncooperative, 6 death investigations, 4 overdose investigations, 10 others, and 3 sexual assault investigations. Detective Taylor made a significant arrest on a robbery and a larceny. Detective Imperato arrested an individual on 4 counts of sex offender registry violation and several ongoing background investigations for new candidates. Special services activity, August 2022, 25 cases, 9 felony arrests, 9 warrants, and 3 search warrants. Liquor compliance checks at Saltwater Bar, 2 citations issued for underage sales. As you know, we've received a lot of noise complaints along Washington Street, and a lot of them are associated with different liquor violations, so they've been concentrating on those areas with the State Liquor Board. U.S. Marshal TFO Officer Geismer located and arrested a fugitive in Florida, extradited back to Connecticut on felony domestic violence charges. And they conducted 4 temporary liquor background investigations. Special Victims Unit activity, 11 cases, 9 felony arrests, 1 misdemeanor arrest, 0 warrants, and 0 search warrants. 5 officers were transferred to SVU assigned to school resources at the end of August to begin the school year. School security supplemented by hires assigned by geographically throughout the city and assisted in investigating and locating a schizophrenic missing person in August. Traffic unit activity, they were very busy. They initiated the annual school slowdown days, which concentrates in the areas of all the school zones and the bus stop areas throughout the city to prepare motorists for the return of school. They made 615 car stops, 109 citations, 10 misdemeanor arrests. They issued 458 written warnings and 38 verbal warnings. They were quite active. They're also getting ready for a Norwalk Night Out on September 27th, and they're also planning the Citizens Police Academy, which begins in October. Total criminal arrest for August 2022 was 161, and patrol division calls for service was 4,638. As a department in August, we issued 467 citations, 5 for blocking the box. I do believe they concentrated in the area of East Avenue and I-95 based on a complaint. They issued 98 for traveling too fast, 117 for stop sign, 8 for control signal, 23 for no license, 11 for suspended license, no insurance, 17. They issued 74 cell phone, which was a big enforcement area near the schools and the bus stops to make sure everybody's paying attention with the arrival of the kids back. And they had 4 DUI arrests.
Thank you. Is any questions from the commissioners?
I have none.
And I just wondered, they stole a whole ATM machine?
Yeah,
Golly.
they I think, yes, they did.
Did they back the car through the door window or
It
something?
was one of the portable stand-up alone ones that you see in gas stations and things.
Uh-huh.
They're like about that big, the small, they stand up, yes. So they could be stolen with strong individuals or, as the mayor pointed out, with a truck and a rope.
Oh, gosh. Okay. I just thought I was reading that wrong.
Any further comments or questions? And next we have the administrative report, Deputy Chief Zecca. You're on mute.
Sorry, thought I took myself off. I'll combine the July and August reports are combined.
Yep.
For monthly training, our emergency services units, the TRT team, the crisis negotiation team, and also the scuba team did their monthly trainings. We're training 1 new drone officer. In terms of our new hires, one thing I wanted to mention is the 3 new hires we have, we were able to get academy seats for. So they will be starting the academy the end of this week. So
Very
that's
nice.
really
You want the
good.
Meriden Academy or one of the satellites?
At Post
Good.
up in Meriden. So that was, we just got notified recently that we were gonna get the 3 seats.
So how did we apportion those? I mean, who did we decide would go?
Those were we had pre-hired 3 people. And we got 3 spots for all 3 of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we hired them before we had seats for them, which is a little unusual, but we didn't want to take the chance of
And
losing them.
it definitely worked out in this case, because had we not done all their medical and, pre-hired them, done all their medical, et cetera, we probably wouldn't have been able to get them in on short notice. So this worked
Oh,
very
okay.
well.
So that was a smart move.
So
I guess I thought it was more than 3 that we did, but it was 3. Okay.
So I do appreciate the commission being willing to do that. That definitely drastically helped. In terms of, so some of the training that was going on here for the new officers was body camera training, bloodborne pathogens, firearms, citizen with special needs, and DUI. And then we're into the new review credit cycle for a third of the department. So classes were given for bias and hate crimes, body camera, dash camera. Actually, I'm sorry, dash cameras were given to pretty much most of the department as we're transitioning into having dash cams in the cars. In terms of review credit, there was cultural awareness and diversity, juvenile matters, Narcan, rape crisis, tactical emergency casualty care, response to hazardous materials. And I have Narcan listed twice, sorry. And then additionally, we had multiple officers recertify in their NCIC certifications. Additionally, we had 2 officers help out up at the academy doing for their stations day for doing when they're doing more hands-on training. They need officers from varying departments to help out with that, so they have more hands on deck. So we had 2 officers do that during the month. And additionally, we had some officers go through an annual patrol rifle training. And that rounds out for the 2 months.
Some of the recruits that are in the academies, what are their graduation dates now?
Actually, they were just revised, and I believe it is either late November or I don't have the exact dates. I apologize. It's November, December timeframes.
Yeah.
And actually now Meriden, my understanding is Meriden and the Post Academy, although they started a month apart, they're going to be graduating within days of each other.
Okay.
So we're going to have 9 officers coming out of the academy all pretty much at once.
Oh, that'll be great.
Do all our officers have access to the Narcan?
Yes.
So okay, the same with the fire department, correct? And our schools?
I don't know for sure about the schools. I know
Yeah, I believe
officers are all
so.
trained?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we want to make sure that we keep an adequate supply for it because that's critically important.
yes, we periodically do reorder because it does expire.
Yes. Any questions from the commissioners?
I have none.
I have none.
Okay, next we have the personnel matters. Chief, first one is tuition reimbursement, Sergeant.
One more administrative matter, the extra duty fee waiver.
Oh, I'm sorry, request for extra duty waiver.
As you recall, historically, the commission has waived the fee for the Oyster Festival.
Yeah,
However, this year, because of the outside vendor, we're not able to waive their fee, but the Oyster Fest is still requesting the city's portion of the fee to be waived. They realize they have to pay roll call their fee.
could you?
So it would be
explain
partial.
that a little bit? What was the outside vendor?
Roll call, the online portal for the extra duty.
Yeah, And what is the breakdown?
The city doesn't pay them. They just take a percentage of the fee. So the city is paying them in a sense, but it's a percentage of the fee, which on any non-city job, they get the percentage. Since this is not a city function, they're not going to waive that. But the Oyster Fest is still asking for the city's part of the fee. And I believe I saw a couple emails today. It was something like $3,700 or something.
I believe it'll be 34.52 and 89 cents.
That's the fee that roll call is charging Seaport.
No, that's the fee that the city charges.
That's the city's portion of the fee that gets charged.
On any extra job that's not a city job, there's an administrative fee that's tacked on by the city. Now that we're using the outside vendor, part of that city fee now goes to the vendor and part of it stays with the city. So they're asking for the city's portion, which is a little over $3,400 to be waived.
So our portion is 3,400 and they're going to pay the roll call fee.
I believe they're gonna have to. Yeah, that's my understanding.
Well, there has been another email that you've received other than the one that's in our packet that says that he cannot get roll call to tell him what the additional percentage will be on the final invoice.
Yeah, that's what we figured out today was that $3,400 is what the city fee is, and then the balance. We're still working with roll call with that.
Yeah, that's what I'm reading right now.
All right. Well, I guess we could waive our portion of the our $3,400, but contingent upon the fact that the Oyster Festival or the Seaport Association understands that the roll call portion is their responsibility and must be paid.
Yeah, we notified them that early on that the new system that's in place and that they were going to be liable for that fee.
All right, so I would entertain a motion for that with regards to the request for a waiver for extra duty fee.
So is it our jurisdiction, or just for clarity? I'm not sure I understand. It says a city of Norwalk commission, but I'm not sure. Is it our jurisdiction?
To waive the fee?
Yeah, I'm just trying to understand that part.
Yeah, it's always been, the police commission has always been the group that has
Okay,
voted to waive the fee for the Oyster Fest.
okay, I wasn't sure because of what was being explained with the city of Norwalk. That's why. But thank you for the clarification.
Well, I'd like to move to waive the city's portion, but I want to specify the amount of $3,452. And is that 99 cents?
I believe it is 34.52 and 89 cents, but there's a chance that that's not exact. I believe that should be from what I was sent today.
Okay, well, I'd like to,
So one of the issues is that depending on the rank of the individual, the percentage is not the same for each officer, because lieutenants make more per hour than a sergeant more than a detective more than an officer. So there's a chance that once the complete audit is done, it may not be 34.80, whatever that amount is. It may vary by a couple dollars here or there. It's going to be somewhere in that range.
but it's not going to be like hundreds of dollars more. Like it's $3,452. It wouldn't, I mean, with the difference in the pay grades, it wouldn't increase it to like $3,700 for the city administrative part.
I wouldn't think so, but again, until we,
I believe this is very, very close.
We could
It's
make a
potentially
motion.
accurate.
We could make a motion that says we agreed to waive the city's portion of the extra duty fee for the Oyster Festival, with the understanding that the fee due to roll call will be paid by the Seaport Association. And this way, we don't have to put any numbers in, and it wouldn't make much
And
difference.
we could also suggest maybe also that subject to the review of the audit, as was just suggested.
Okay, I rescind my motion.
Okay. So you want to make the motion again?
Okay, I move that we waive the city's portion of the administrative fee for the Oyster Festival for Sono Seaport. And with the understanding that they are responsible for paying the balance to roll call.
I think that works for me. Any further discussion or comment? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Now we'll go on to personnel matters, Chief.
Yeah, the first one is Sergeant Galino. She's pursuing her master's degree and she's requesting tuition reimbursement pursuant to the collective bargaining agreement. She has all the paperwork submitted. So the total request is for $1,315.
We have a motion.
So moved. I move that we reimburse tuition reimbursement for Sophia Gulino for the social work masters at Sacred Heart University.
Any further discussion or questions?
Yes, I've got a question. I remember when we reimbursed her for a course earlier in the year, and it was a course that she had taken, but we hadn't given prior approval for her to pursue that course, and she submitted the course approval form and also the request for reimbursement at the same time. Now, I don't remember if she also included an application for course approval for this one that she's asking for reimbursement now.
Yeah, this one was approved.
The packet that it was approved in.
Looks
It was
like
approved.
Was
January
it at the
22nd.
same time we approved the other one?
Yeah.
It was a
January
whole, she
22nd.
submitted the entire course list that she's taking.
Okay, but
Uh,
according to our requirements on that is that each course must be approved in advance by the police commission, in addition to approving her proposed course of study. So,
And
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She submitted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about 15, 18 courses that she had to take for this degree. And the commission approved her taking those classes at the January 22 police commission meeting.
right,
And this
This
is
is one of
human
those
behavior
classes?
was one of those.
This is one of these classes.
okay. But it still says, as well as each course must be approved in advance by the police commission.
So you're saying, Chief, that she put in 18 different courses that we approved all of them?
Yes, on one request, including this human behavior course,
Okay.
and that was at the January police commission meeting.
Okay, so as she delineated each course, when we said, okay, we were approving each course that's listed. Is that what you're saying, Chief?
Yes,
Okay, all right.
Okay,
Thank
so.
you for
any
the
further questions?
clarification.
I'm sorry?
I said, thank you for the clarification.
Any further discussion or questions?
I have none.
Congratulate her for a job well done. She got a
Yes.
A.
Yes. All in favor?
Aye.
Now we need a motion on the bachelor's degree stipend request for Officer Gina Tomei, who is related to Maritza Tomei, by the way.
I move the bachelor degree stipend for Officer Gina Tomei.
Okay.
She's one of the new officers that's at the academy, that's going to be going to the academy this week. And she provided her copy of her diploma for her bachelor's degree. And by contract, requesting the extra stipend on her pay.
Any, that's been moved. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Next is the drop plan request of Lieutenant Brian Cunningham. We have the paperwork in here. I'll need a motion for moving it.
I move the request for drop for Lieutenant Brian Cunningham.
Okay, we have the paperwork in front of us, Chief.
Yep, that's the standard, normal request. The paperwork's in front of you. He's requesting to drop October 1st for 5 years, ending service September 30th, 2027.
On the bottom, is this something that's done differently now? On the bottom where it says the total monthly drop pension is 72.46 and then a multiplier of 90%. So what, could you explain that?
Yeah, under the in the contract, the newer version of the drop plan, not the original version. This is the newer version of the drop plan. It's you don't get the total payout
Okay,
during the drop period. You get 90%.
okay, gotcha.
I'm sorry. Can you just explain that in more detail? I understand what you said, what the new payout is, but can you explain what happened?
The city negotiated in the contract several years back a modification of the drop plan, I guess for financial reasons. So the officers that drop now going into their drop account, so to speak, is 90% of their pension payment, not the full 100% that they'll get once they actually leave the employment.
Perfect, thanks.
So this would be a how many year retirement or a drop plan?
The maximum 5 years.
5 years, okay. So in other words, he would be leaving on October 1st, 2027. Or
September 30th.
Yeah, okay. All right, any further questions or discussion?
I didn't know he'd been here that long.
Yeah.
Time just flies by.
Yep, it sure does. 30 years, right? Yeah,
Yep.
wow. Any further comment or discussion?
I have none, Mayor.
I have none.
I know that Lieutenant Cunningham is on as an attendee, so wishing him well, and we take a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries unanimously. And congratulations and thank you for your service. Well, he'll be around for another 5 years anyway. Next item, personnel under informational items, Chief, complimentary letters.
Yep, there's a few in your packet. The first is from an individual whose 16-year-old was involved in a traffic accident. This is back in July. Officer Boyd was assigned, and she was commenting in her email to me how professional he was, how nice he was to her son. He turned an upsetting situation into something that was a teaching moment, using kindness, all around good person. And obviously was really impressed with Tyrone, which this is not the first time I've heard that about him, but it's still nice to see it. The second one is from an individual whose boat was disabled on the Norwalk River. This was in July, and Officer Lee and Lieutenant Blake assisted them with their engine problem. I guess, I don't know if they were on the water. I can't really tell. It seems like might have been via land they helped them. And then before the Marine unit was able to get there.
Mhm.
They were thanking Officer Lee and Lieutenant Blake for their assistance.
I know it can be very, is this the former first selectman of New Canaan? Rob Malazzi?
I don't know.
I believe it was. Yeah, Bankwell. He's with Bankwell now. He was a former first selectman of New Canaan, I believe.
The next one, we don't have, I don't believe we were able to identify the officer, but I guess there was a group of kids that were harassing people, ringing doorbells and et cetera. And police were called and they did apprehend, so to speak, 17-year-olds that had masks on, that were running around the neighborhood. And they were very appreciative that the officers put a stop to, I guess there was concern because of the masks and things that the 17-year-olds were more intimidating and threatening because of the mask situation.
They're referring to it as an RBA.
Rowayton Beach.
Ah, okay.
And then the final one is regarding Sergeant Orr and Officer Abruzzini. This was as a result of the DARE, receiving the DARE training. The parent was very appreciative of Sergeant Orr's work and also Cornell's work. And as always, we've gotten, I don't know how many letters and comments about Officer Abruzzini's work in the schools. He's very well known, very well liked, and does a tremendous job.
Yes, I agree. I get those comments all the time. And whenever I see him, he's always smiling, very polite,
Yep.
happy at what he's doing. Okay, that's the agenda. Next meeting is October 17th, 2022 at 4:15 p.m. I will entertain a motion for adjournment.
I move to adjourn.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion adjourned. Thank you, everybody, for your time.
Mr. Mayor, can you hang on just 1 second after I
will.
stop the recording?
I will.
It's not related to the meeting. I just want to ask you something.
Okay.
Okay, we can leave that.